All right, hi everyone. Here is my audience.
Hello.
All righty, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so how many of you have ever had to make a video for school or for work?
I have.
Okay, so just about everybody here has made a video before.
Oh.
Well, I'm going to tell you that by using an NX5 camera, which is what I'm going to show you how to set up today, you can take some of the best video that you'll probably ever need to use. And as someone who is a COMM journalism student and involved with Newslink, Indiana here at Ball State, I can tell you that I have a lot of experience using this kind of a camera. And so you may be wondering, well, why do I need to know about this? Well, in an increasingly digital world that we live in, it cannot hurt to know how to use video and how to shoot good quality video. So today I'm just going to be talking a little bit about how to set up this equipment, which it looks pretty daunting right now, but I'll make it seem pretty easy for you. Just some of the intricacies about the equipment itself, and then how to precisely shoot good quality video. So the first thing I'm going to show you is how to set up your tripod. And the tripod is this little guy right here. And he's pretty small right now, but he can get a lot taller. So I'm just going to go ahead and set him up for you. There are clamps here at the bottom and here in the middle. And you just pull those down. And they come on out. And we got one more, and there we go. So I'm going to keep it at this level just for the purpose of this video so that everybody's able to see it. And you spread out your legs. And you have your tripod, and it's all good to go. Now, the first thing that I do with the tripod before I do anything else is I balance the tripod. So I want to level it out, so when I put the camera on the tripod, it'll be a nice level field. So there's this little button underneath, and you unscrew it, and you're looking at this little center circle here that's pointed up at you, and once that circle, or once that ball is in the middle of that circle, then you know that you're level. Okay, so I'm level now, so I'm going to screw this back together, and now my tripod is good to go. You can vary the height of your tripod based on how tall your subject is, and that's what these up here are used for if you need them. All right, so now I'm going to pull out the camera, and this is your NX5 camera. Now there's a lot of stuff involved on this camera. You won't use half of it, but you will need to know how to use the other half of it. So I'm going to set it up, and all you got to do is slide it on until you hear that click. Now when you hear that click, you know that it's on there properly. And there's a little knob on the side that if you turn that, it will stay firm and not fall off. And that might sound like it would never happen, but being involved with Newslink, I can tell you that we've had a lot of problems with that before. So just make sure before you're using this camera that it is set on there and that it's ready to go. All right, so now I'm going to pull out the battery. I'm going to show everybody here what the battery looks like. There it is. It's pretty small when you're looking down there, but it is a pretty heavy little piece of equipment here. Now this is obviously what turns your camera on. So you'll need to make sure that it's facing the right way. So this is a Sony battery, and you'll want to make sure that the Sony is pointed up. So that's how you know what way it goes into the camera. So you put it in. Again, you're going to listen for a click. When you hear that click, you know it's in there. Now, one of the things that you can do that I'm not going to show you today because I'm not actually going to be recording any video, but one of the things you can do is you can use an SD card, and that will allow you to save any video that you do shoot with this camera and not have to keep it on the camera itself. So you can take that little SD card out and use it wherever you need to use it, and then you'll be good to go. Now, before I set up the camera itself, I also want to show you what this is. This is another little box. And it has a microphone in it. Can everybody see that? We have our microphone here. Okay. So obviously the microphone is going to be used for whatever subject you're interviewing when you're recording this video. So this is also a microphone. This is a shotgun mic. And this one will pick up any sound that is around you when you're shooting the video. But if you want to get good, crisp sound of the person that you're interviewing, if you're interviewing a person, this is the kind of mic that you're going to want to use for them. Okay, so we'll get back to the mic in a little bit, but these are just the three things that you're going to need to check out if you're ever going to be using an NX5 and a tripod. You want the camera, the tripod, and the microphone. All right, so now we're ready to go. So the first thing you got to do is turn the camera on. So on the right side, there's a little power button. It says on or off. You push it up, and the camera's on. Now, when you first see this there's nothing on it. You can't see any image. Well, that's because your screen is closed. So you won't actually be able to see anything until you open that up. So you just push that up, and you're good to go. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to plug in the microphone. So you take your microphone, and it comes with a little clip. You don't necessarily need to use that right now, but it's attached to my microphone, so I'm just going to leave it there. And so you're going to take your microphone, and on the side, you have two inputs. The shotgun mic is in one input, and this one will go in the other input. So like I said, I'm not going to be shooting any video. I'm not actually going to be having any subjects to interview, so I'm just going to leave this hanging here for now. So we have our microphone set up. Now what you also want to do with the camera is you want to make sure that your video is in focus and that it's not overexposed. So what you have to do is you can see right there, there's your image, okay? So we have our people out here, not any people in the middle shot here. And what you want to do, and I'm going to do it and then I'll show you what it looks like. You want to focus in on whatever your image is. So right here, I'm going to focus in on that PlayStation, or excuse me, that Xbox that's sitting over there. So you have three little knobs here on the front of your camera. Okay, can everybody see these three? You got one here, and one here. Everybody see those? Okay. So the middle one is your zoom. So that's how you go in and out from your subject. So when you're trying to focus in on whatever your subject is, you want to go all the way up as far as you can go into your subject. And then the one closest to the front of the camera, that is your actual focus. So right now, as you can see, there's your image. I don't know if you guys can see it very well, but it looks very blurry, right? You can't really tell what that is unless you are the one shooting the image. So what you want to do is move that to the left or the right until you can actually get a good sense of what it is that you're seeing. Now again, this is kind of bad on my part because I picked something that's fairly dark, but as you can see here, it looks much more in focus than it did before. In fact, you can even see the little Xbox emblem in the corner, so you know, okay, you're shooting an Xbox. So that's how you do that. Now, when we're looking at in terms of exposure, it's not that hard to see how overexposed things are when you're inside. That's usually used for outdoor purposes. So I'm not going to go too much into that, but if you want to check your exposure, it's that third ring, the one we haven't talked about yet, that you'll use to do that. And if you're not really sure how to look at that, there's a button on the side of your camera. Again, you may not be able to see it, but it says zebra. So if you click on that, you can see that there are zebra stripes on this image now. That means those things are overexposed. So you can move this until most of those lines are gone. Now again, inside it's a little harder to do that, but that image is less overexposed than the one that we had before. So that's how you work with those things. And then again, with your volume, in terms of your microphone, over here we have two sets. This one is for the shotgun, and this one is for the mic that you plugged in for your interview. And you can adjust those as you go, and these are the two switches that you use to adjust those. So that's how that works. Now, I'm not going to take down the camera and the tripod just because we don't have enough time for that, but you would do it the same way that you took it up. So you would shut down your camera, dismantle it, and then take the tripod and push it back in and shove them back in the bags. So that was a very condensed version of what I'm talking about with this NX5, but like I said before, something like this is very important in a digital world. Being able to shoot quality video is something that can make you more marketable and easier to sell yourself when you're entering the workplace like all of us college students will inevitably be doing after we graduate. So that's my speech for today, and here's my audience one more time. And there they are. All right.